where was it moved to? Branscombe. So they're a mix of aircraft. Some of them have buckets, which actually are dipped into the water source and pull the water out of the ponds, lakes, the ocean, etc. And some are larger tank configurations that have a what they call a snorkel hanging down, and they actually dip that down into the source. We're trying to use mostly those with the gel material, which is a combination of water and some polymers to help hold water longer, and that gives the effect on the fire in the areas where it's being dropped a longer term effect. So that's predominantly what's coming out of your aircraft. 3 of those aircraft are what we call aerial command and control aircraft, so that we maintain airspace, and you actually have a firefighter observer who directs where on the fire that those folks will be working. That's about it. We have 1 state helicopter assigned, which is our normal helicopter assigned to Howard Forest. The rest of them are contract aircraft.
How expensive are they?
Very.
Mr. Bigfoot, can for the exact details, you can always talk to him afterwards. Thank you. Now I'd like to move to update from the Mendocino National Forest, and we have Mr. Chief Tom Hines, the incident commander for the Soda Complex, and Mr. Chief Lee Johnson from the Upper Lake Covelo districts. So whoever would like to start off. Okay. Being a local son here, it's appropriate that you start off, Mr. Johnson.
Thank you. I'm Lee Johnson. Good morning. District Ranger for the Upper Lake and Covelo Ranger Districts. And I'll give you just a little bit of a big picture look at what the Mendocino has been going through since I haven't talked to you in a while. But we had 54 fires on the Mendocino that broke out in the complex. 12 of those were in Mendocino County. So that's sort of what we had overall. And right now we have the Soda Complex and the Yolobole Complex are the main areas where we still have fire. Tom will talk to you a little bit about the Soda Complex, and I'll talk about the Yolobole Complex for just a second. Overall, we have 7 uncontained fires in the Yolobole and a couple in Soda Creek. But for Mendocino County, if you notice the black line on the map there, Mendocino is all south of that. So all the active fires on the Yolobole Complex are in Trinity or Tehama counties at this time. So really in Mendocino County, our only active fires would be the ones down on the Soda Complex. For interest on the Yolobole Wilderness, we closed that a couple days into the fires just because we had so many fires. The Yolobole Complex will be closed, or the Yolobole Wilderness will be closed until we get this whole fire situation under control. We've had a Type 2 team in there managing the fire for about a week now. We were going direct attack for quite a while, and then once they started growing size, we called a team and went with some confine and contain strategies, and that team is timing out because they'd come from another fire, so we're having a Type 1 team come in, and they're going to handle both those fires plus some fires in the Shasta Trinity and make a bigger complex out of it. But we're feeling good about what's going on in the Yoloboles. In general, the fire behavior, even though the fires are spreading, it's been underburns and not a lot of catastrophic fires. So we've got a lot of work yet to do, but we're getting there. So.
Okay, Mr. Johnson.
I was under the impression that in the Yolobole or any wilderness area that it was a natural deal and you let them burn. But you're saying you are actively fighting them?
Yeah,
are you taking mechanical means into the wilderness area? Or?
We're using chainsaws and helicopters as appropriate, no dozers or anything like that. The hand crews are in there. And we can let fires burn in the wilderness. We have, we call it fire use, where we can let fires burn. But where we are in the season here is very early in the season, and if we would let these burn, then they'd burn all summer long, and they'd pop out someplace where we really don't want them to pop out. And so that's why we're doing some control on these fires. And our biggest concern is actually on the east side of the forest, where they have a history of large fires that have popped out in the valley there. So that We're using a combination of natural barriers, a little bit of burnout, and those sorts of things to kind of confine the fire within the wilderness. But we would expect those fires to burn for quite a while still. Where we can put direct line around them, we're doing it. Otherwise, we're going to natural barriers, trails, doing a little burnout to hold it in the wilderness.
So you're closing the whole wilderness area indefinitely until?
Yeah.
In other words, maybe the wilderness area be closed all summer.
It's possible. It's possible.
Okay. Other questions of Mr. Johnson? Okay. Thank you, Lee.
You're welcome.
Good morning. My name is Tom Hines. I'm the incident commander of Northern Rockies Incident Management Team. We're mostly out of Montana and Idaho and a few places thereabout. I think we've been here for about 2 weeks, and we're managing the 4 fires on the east side of Mendocino County, or Mendocino and Lake counties there. And by and large, we're coming along pretty well. As we see on the center map here, those fires, the yellow line represents the county break. Those on the left side are in Mendocino, on the right, Lake County. At this time, the backfire is in containment, and the big fire is in containment. And as Joe had said, that's basically, we've got a line around them. They're pretty well mopped up, and they're really in pretty good shape at this time. As we go up the line, that mill fire, about half's in Mendocino and about half is in Lake County. The east half in Lake County is contained, pretty well mopped up. The part of the fire on the west side in Mendocino County still has some burning active fire in there, hot spots, and we've got crews on the ground working on that, and we expect containment by Thursday or so on that one. On it, though we are, it's in part of that Sanhedrin wilderness. It's rough country, and it's tough to get in there, and it's all pretty much crew work. As we shift north, that Monkey Fire, that's all in Mendocino. That is all in the UK wilderness. There again, rough country, and we've got crews in there. We expect to have that contained by the weekend, hopefully Friday or Saturday on that. Weather conditions are tough, the hand crews working in there. It's a pretty good challenge for them. So I know yesterday we flew, and as this heat and drier air came in, these fires picked up, and we had some spread, but we were able to pick them up and deal with them. So I think from our standpoint, we're hoping to have these fires pretty well contained by the weekend, ready to turn back to the Mendocino forest at that time, and we'll then demobilize and go back home. So I would like to say, we've been well received here, had all the support that we've asked for, both in Mendocino Forest, local agencies, the sheriff's office, and all those folks. Been a pleasure to work with, so glad we could come down and work with you folks.
Great. Hold on one second, Chief Hines. Supervisor Delaware.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chief, on your status sheet here, it shows 1 helicopter assigned. You've had 3 based out of Potter Valley. Is that now down to just 1?
You know it is. Those helicopters can work so many days, and then they have to take days off. And the other 2 helicopters have timed out and have gone to take their R&R days. We have had the ability to borrow